Hi, my name is Wells and you're watching Do Things Wells. Today we're going to do a video on first and second cut hay and how we do it on our farm. Thanks for coming along. As you can tell from the stack behind me, we do small square bales, and we don't do that many, around 1,000 a year between all the cuttings. For me, 1,000 bales a year is a comfortable amount to be able to market and sell and deliver and keep it fun for myself and the family. We only do hay on about 15 or 16 acres and only about 10 acres each year. I let 4 or 5 acres rest every year, and we mow those fields every 3 weeks to a month to keep the weeds down and to let the grass mulch in and keep those fields healthy. There won't be any cattle or livestock on those fields. They're just being used for hay, and some of them are my neighbors, and I do it so I can help them. They don't have time out in the field either because they're older or because they don't have the appropriate equipment to be able to mow a pasture or a field. I live in western Pennsylvania, so the idea of a flat field is virtually non-existent. In terms of tractors, I have several to choose from, all of them being in the 50 horsepower range. One is the Kubota M4500, which is four-wheel drive, which adds a lot of grip and is my favorite for being hooked up to the baler. Also have a M4050, which is light and nimble and can turn pretty sharp. Ford 4000 SU, which also is a light little tractor with decent horsepower. Also, for hooking up a wagon, if we need to be doing hills or anything hard, we have a New Holland TC 55DA, which is a fairly hefty tractor for the size of the horsepower that it has. And in backup, we also have a Kubota M5700 if needed, but it is not primarily used. For a mower, I have an International 990 mower conditioner in the 7-foot model. It does a great job and is efficient and matches all the rest of the older equipment that I have and has treated me very well with minimal breakdowns. For a tedder, I have a Peckway tedder fluffer. Do I wish I had something better? Of course I do. I'd much rather have a 2 or a 4-star basket tedder, but the goal for my hobby is to make money, at the very least break even, and I haven't found one that fits my price budget yet, but I am looking forward to having one someday. I have an International roller bar rake, nothing special but gets the job done. My baler is a late 1960s model, New Holland model 275 baler. It does a great job, has a super sweep, picks the grass up off of the ground very well. I was able to get a parts baler with the hitch, wagon hitch, and the chute between first and second cut, and it really helped bringing in the hay this year. I can normally get hay done in 3 days. Mow it late morning on day 1, ted it sometime that afternoon or right after mowing, ted it again sometime after the dew comes off on day 2, and then rake and bale it after the dew's off on day 3. My brother is usually a willing accomplice when it comes to raking. I think maybe it's because he doesn't have to lift up too many bales if he's raking the whole time.
On Monday night. The hard part is picking them all up.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.